Chosen woman, if you have been feeling that something inside you is transforming, if the nights are lonely, and when you look at your life, it seems that the world does not understand what is happening, you are not alone. It may seem that loneliness is your constant companion, but the truth is that this is part of a greater plan of God for your life. When you feel apart from the world, isolated, it is easy to fall into the temptation of believing that you are being forgotten or that something is wrong with you. But it is precisely in this silence that God works in a deep and silent way. This loneliness is not a punishment, but a preparation. God is forging you for something great, something that will impact your life and the lives of those around you in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The loneliness of the chosen woman is not empty. It is in the silence that you find the space to grow spiritually, to connect more deeply with your essence and with God. It is not about being alone because something is lacking in you, but because you are being shaped to fulfill a special purpose. Do not be afraid of this loneliness. Instead, see it as the preparation for God's great plan. He is using this time to strengthen you, to increase your faith, and to align you with the divine mission He has prepared for you. As you walk this journey, the world may not understand. It may even question your decision to live this loneliness in peace, to not chase after any relationship, but know that God is showing you a unique path where your connection with Him becomes more important than anything else. Your silence is not empty. It is filled with the presence of God, and it is in this that you must trust. This video is for you who have felt separated from the world, but who deep down knows that something great is being prepared. If you have felt this transformation and seek to understand the divine purpose in your life, this is your moment to discover how God uses the woman who walks alone, but is never abandoned. If you feel touched by this message, subscribe to the channel now and follow this spiritual journey. Do not delay, because what is coming will transform your walk and lead you to a new understanding of your purpose in God. Have you ever felt alone? Not because something is missing in your life, but because your journey is unique. Loneliness is not a sign that you are incomplete. In fact, it is a sign that God is working deeply in your life. Silence is an important part of your spiritual process. Many women feel lonely, but what you are experiencing is not something negative. God uses these phases of loneliness to shape your spirit, to strengthen your faith, and to prepare you for a greater plan. Silence is not a punishment, but a preparation that will empower you for what is to come. While the world around you focuses on quick results and appearances, you are being forged in truth and faith. God is not far from you. He is closer than ever, working within you, purifying and preparing your soul for what He has in store. This process, although difficult, is necessary for your transformation. It is easy to fall into the temptation of believing that loneliness is a sign of rejection. But in reality, it is exactly the opposite. You have not been forgotten. God is shaping you, refining your soul, and strengthening your faith so that, at the right moment, you will be fully prepared for His purpose. He is with you in every moment, even when you cannot see it. Often, loneliness presents itself as something challenging. It can make us question, doubt, and even feel helpless. But in reality, it is a strategy of God to draw you closer to Him, to teach you to depend on Him, and to show that when everything seems calm and quiet, He is still working in you. God knows how strong and capable you are, and that is why He separates you from the rest of the world, so you can grow and evolve without external distractions. While others seek recognition or status, you are being prepared for something that transcends it all. Your spiritual process does not depend on external validation, but on internal alignment. In moments of loneliness, you learn to hear the voice of God more clearly. When there are no distractions around you, You connect more deeply with your essence and with the divine plan. This is the moment of greatest spiritual growth. It is not about being alone in a negative sense, but about being in tune with what God has for you. Silence also teaches you patience. God knows you need this time of preparation. He knows that in order to be truly powerful in your mission, you need to be shaped and refined. No matter how challenging it may be, this silence has a purpose: to strengthen you and make you a woman of unwavering faith. Do not feel rejected or lost for being in silence. On the contrary, it is in this silence that God prepares you for something great. He is working in you in ways that you may not understand now, but that will make perfect sense in the future. You are being shaped to be a powerful woman, capable of carrying a great divine purpose. When a woman chooses to live in peace in solitude, rather than seeking a relationship merely to avoid being alone, she begins to disturb. Society often expects women to conform to established standards, but you know that something more important is happening in your life. This choice of solitude is not a mistake. Often, the people around you will ask questions that bother you. Why are you alone? Don't you have anyone by your side? These questions can be painful because they reflect external expectations of how you should live. However, these same expectations are tests that you are facing. They show how the world sees your journey, but they do not reflect the truth. You are not lacking. There is nothing wrong with you for choosing to live this phase of solitude. On the contrary, God is preparing you for something much greater. What the world does not see is what is happening inside you. The process you are experiencing is not about being alone, but about being uniquely shaped. Your peace does not come from seeking a partner, but from the deep connection you have with God and your own essence. This peace is a silent, yet powerful force. And that is what disturbs those who do not understand your process. They do not realize that you are on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual preparation, not a mere waiting for company. The glow that comes from within you is something others may perceive but do not comprehend. This glow is your unwavering faith, your confidence that solitude is not a sentence of abandonment, but a time for growth and transformation. Society only sees the superficial, but your journey is about what is invisible to the eyes of others. When you live to please the expectations of others, you lose connection with your own purpose. By choosing solitude in peace, you are affirming that you will not follow the patterns of the world, but rather the calling that God has for you. You are being true to yourself and to the process He has for your life. This discomfort from the questions and judgments of others is, in fact, an opportunity to further strengthen your faith and your confidence in the divine purpose. Loneliness is not the end, but a preparation for what God is shaping within you. The journey of the chosen woman is never easy, but it is filled with wisdom and learning. Instead of despairing at being alone, see this as an opportunity for a deeper connection with your soul. Solitude allows you to grow spiritually, to strengthen yourself, and to align with the divine mission that God has for you. Do not let external expectations define you. What others see as loneliness, you see as a process of purification and growth. You are being prepared to carry a light that will impact many lives. This glow does not come from a relationship with another person, but from your direct connection with God. And this is what makes you different. Your light and your purpose are greater than any other person's expectations. When you walk in righteousness and honor, your presence becomes powerful, even when you do not speak. Sometimes your silence speaks louder than words could express. God has clothed you with a spiritual light that often those around you cannot even explain. But this light comes at a cost and demands much from you. This glow that emanates from you is not only visible to the eyes, it is spiritual, something that touches the souls of people. When you are aligned with God's purpose, even your presence can transform environments. But this light is not free. It requires courage, resilience, and a willingness to face paths that not everyone has the strength to follow. Carrying the light of God in your life means that you will be called to live differently. While many seek external approval and validation, you walk with an inner strength that guides you, not out of convenience, but for a divine purpose. The light you carry separates you, preparing you for a unique and challenging destiny. However, carrying this light is not easy. It requires you to make difficult decisions and distance yourself from situations that are not aligned with God's plan for you. Often your light will make you seem different, and this can generate discomfort. But remember, it is in this discomfort that you are being shaped to be spiritually stronger. It is in the silence of your life, in the solitude of introspective moments, that your spiritual strength is truly shaped. It is not in the crowds, not in grand visible victories, but in the quietness of moments of reflection and prayer that God works intensely within you. Your soul is being prepared, and this is reflected in the light you carry. As you align more with the divine purpose, the light within you becomes more intense. You begin to realize that the way you touch people's lives goes far beyond what can be seen. Your energy, your presence, even without words, is enough to change an environment, to inspire someone to seek something greater, to connect with God. This glow is not something you choose, but something that God places in you. You did not choose to carry this light, but God chose you to be its bearer. And this is a great privilege, but also a responsibility. Carrying this light requires you to be willing to go against the current, to walk lonely paths, but always with the certainty that God is with you. It is easy to want to hide, to want to go with the flow, but those who carry the light of God cannot hide. Even if you try to be discreet, your light will shine and be seen by others, often without you realizing it. God has chosen you to be this light, and this is a great calling. But remember, this price is paid in faith, courage, and obedience. Your light touches more lives than you imagine. Even in moments when you feel alone, your glow is impacting the world around you. God uses your silent presence to make a difference, to heal, to restore. And all of this starts with you, with the light He has placed in your heart. Carry this light with courage, for it has the power to transform lives. When you pray and nothing seems to happen, when the silence of God seems to be unsettling, it is important to understand that He is working. Often, what we feel as abandonment or silence is, in fact, the most precious moment of divine preparation. This silence does not mean that God has forgotten you. It is part of the process of transformation. In the invisible, God is making adjustments. Doors that you didn't even know needed to be opened are being carefully prepared. People who no longer have a place on your journey are being removed from your path. The silence of God is when He is most active, working behind the scenes to prepare everything you need to move forward toward your purpose. You may not see anything happening around you, but on the divine plan, everything is being orchestrated in a way that you cannot even imagine. It may seem like you are on hold, but God is shaping you, refining every part of your essence for something grand. He keeps you hidden for a reason. The stage is not yet set for what you need to experience. This process of silence can be uncomfortable. The world around you may be hectic. Situations may seem meaningless, but God knows exactly what you need at each moment. He will not let you go forward without the necessary preparation. You are being kept and protected for a greater purpose, and the silence is part of this divine strategy. The silence of God is often to strengthen you. He knows that you need time for reflection, a time for growth, so that your soul is truly ready for what He has in store. This time is not wasted. It is a period of deepening and connection with Him. When the silence is profound, that is when you grow spiritually the most. Sometimes, the absence of immediate answers makes us doubt. We feel that perhaps something is wrong, but God never abandons us. He is, in fact, aligning all things so that you can step into what He has prepared for you fully. In this case, silence is a fundamental part of the work that God is doing within you. When you feel silent, do not think that you are not being heard. On the contrary, it is in this silence that you become more sensitive to the presence of God. It is there that He shapes you. God knows when it is the right time to act. He has a much greater vision for your life than you can perceive at present. That is why He acts without haste and without noise, working internally. Each step of this preparation is necessary for you to fulfill your purpose with integrity and strength. The time you spend in silence is the necessary time to build a solid foundation for the future. He is preparing you to be the rare jewel that He has called you to be. And it is in this process of silent preparation that your true spiritual beauty is revealed. If you feel isolated or without answers, know that God is doing something great in your life. Silence is not a sign of absence. It is the place where you are being polished, where your strength and wisdom are being shaped for what is to come. Trust this process. He has kept you safe because the stage needs to be ready for you. This silence is preparing your spirit for something that you may not yet be able to see, but you will surely feel at the right moment. God is orchestrating everything in a silent yet powerful way, and when the stage is ready, you will see that what seemed empty was, in fact, a preparation for something grand. The Bible teaches us through Ruth, a woman who made a powerful choice to continue in silence and constancy, without rushing for immediate results. She didn't have all the answers, didn't know what would come next, but she remained faithful. Her story is an example of how faithfulness and perseverance can attract God's blessing, even when everything seems calm or silent. Ruth, in her decision to stay by her mother-in-law Naomi's side, even in times of adversity, shows us how God honors those who choose to walk with Him in faith, without haste. She did not see the results immediately, but her decision to remain constant and faithful, even without understanding what would happen, was precisely what God used to bring a great blessing into her life. Ruth was not seeking recognition or immediate benefits. She simply followed the path of what she believed was right, trusting that God had a purpose for her. Her silent strength, the way she dedicated herself to caring for Naomi, prepared her for something great. She did not know that she would be chosen for such a significant purpose, but her faithfulness to God and her perseverance, without seeking reward, were key to her journey. God used Ruth in an extraordinary way when she least expected it. She, a widow without children, and seemingly without a promising future, became part of a powerful lineage. God did not abandon her, even when it seemed that her life would not bear great fruit. In her silence and faithfulness, He was preparing her blessing. Ruth was not immediate, and this is a great example for us. She trusted God and moved forward patiently, even without seeing quick results. And this is the kind of faith that God honors. Her story teaches us that even when we don't see the answers immediately, our faithfulness to God bears fruit that, in due time, will be revealed abundantly. You, just like Ruth, may be in a moment of silence, without clear answers. But it is in this silence that God is preparing you for His purpose. Sometimes, the path of faith does not have quick answers, and silence can be uncomfortable. But it is in this time that your faith is being shaped. What you are experiencing today is preparation for what God has for you tomorrow. Perhaps you feel like Ruth, waiting for something that seems to take a long time to happen. But remember, your journey of faith is not in vain. God is watching your faithfulness and your constancy, and at the right moment, He will reveal the purpose that is being prepared for you. You are not alone, just as Ruth was not. Your journey is being observed by God, and He will not leave you without rewarding your faithfulness. Chosen woman, know that you are being used by God in a unique and profound way. What the world may see as loneliness, God sees as preparation. He has not forgotten you. He has set you apart for something much greater than you can see right now. The silence and solitude you have been experiencing are not signs of abandonment, but of intensive preparation for a divine purpose that is in process. Sometimes it may seem like everything is at a standstill, that you are isolated, or that things are not happening as you would like. But God is silently shaping your soul, preparing you for something grand. Your spiritual growth, which may go unnoticed by others, is seen by God. And at the right moment, He will reveal the impact of this journey on the lives of many people. You are being prepared in silence to be a divine answer for the lives of others. Your strength, your light, even if you do not perceive it, are touching the world around you. Your journey is not in vain. Each moment of loneliness, each moment of waiting, is shaping you to be the powerful woman that God has called you to be. Even when you feel that you are alone, know that God is with you every step of the way. He accompanies you, strengthens you, and guides you, even when the world seems not to understand what is happening to you. Do not be afraid to walk in this process, for He is preparing a future for you that will be more grand than you can imagine. Continue trusting in God, in His timing, and in His process. He is working silently, but powerfully. Your journey is a testimony of faith, patience, and trust in the divine plan. The silence of God is not His absence. It is the moment when He prepares you the most for the future He has for you. Do not rush. Your journey has an eternal purpose, and you are being shaped for something grand. The best is yet to come.